Hello, my lovely students, and welcome back. Now, I was going to do a top 10 list of the best Fate servants, but Sony decided to put a fucking strike on my channel and take down the first one I made of the top 10 worst Fate servants. So instead, I'm going to put that list on hold or flat out cancel it because I don't feel like taking the risk of getting another false copyright strike put on my channel because Sony is a bunch of assholes. So instead, I am going to just sit back and talk about a fan request. One of my subscribers wanted me to do a review slash debunking of Animation Rewind's Dio versus Alucard fight, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, this is going to be a first for the channel because while I have mentioned Animation Rewind before, I've never done a full video on him because, as I've mentioned before, this guy is so bad, he makes Death Battle look credible in comparison. And considering how many videos I've made ripping those guys a new asshole, you know it's pretty bad if you're making those guys look credible. And I've, for the most part, avoided him because he's just such low-hanging fruit, but I like to entertain my fans, and I like to give them what they want, and a subscriber wanted this, so we're going to talk about it. And, yeah, needless to say, the fight fucking sucked. Okay, starting out with the fight, it was fucking terrible. Okay, first off, the fight cuts off abruptly. There is no ending. It just stops. Like, again, say what you will about the death battle fights. A lot of them are shit, don't get me wrong, but at least the death battle fights at least have a conclusive beginning, middle, and end. This shit just abruptly stops for no explained reason. And Animation Rewind just says, oh, well, Dio wins because reasons. And I'm over here like, wait, what? And then he sits there and says, oh, special thanks to the person who did the animation. Why are you thanking him? Clearly, he didn't finish the fucking animation, so shouldn't you be screaming at him? Like, that just goes to show how much Animation Rewind just doesn't give a fuck. He really doesn't give a shit. So, yeah, and the result is fucking retarded. Okay, Dio wins. Bullshit, Dio wins. He says, oh, Alucard doesn't have the means to kill Dio. What the fuck? Bullshit. Okay, there are two problems with this outcome. Number one, he fails to mention Alucard's omnipresence from when he absorbed Schrödinger. And number two, Alucard doesn't need to kill Dio. All he'll do is just absorb him. Okay, like, has he forgotten that Alucard and Ceres have an ability where if they bite you and drink your blood, they can also absorb your soul and steal your powers? Did Animation Rewind just forget about that, or did he just leave that out because he wanted Dio to win for reasons? Like, okay, Alucard doesn't have an attack that can kill Dio. Okay, he doesn't need one. All he would do is either absorb Dio, or he'll just use his omnipresence against him. Because here's the thing with Alucard. When he absorbed Schrödinger, he got his power, and how Schrödinger works is this. As long as he is aware of his existence, he can be anywhere he wants at any given time. The same holds true for Alucard. As long as he is aware of his existence, he can not only come back, but be wherever the fuck he wants. So, here's the realistic situation of what would happen. Alucard would likely figure out, okay, I can't kill this motherfucker, so he's either gonna A, use his omnipresence to bring him to an area where he can put Dio in the sunlight and kill him, or he will absorb Dio and use his soul transfer power where whenever you kill Alucard, he has an ability he has a stock of souls that he has absorbed, and if you kill Alucard, he just throws the next soul in his place. So he would likely just do that, put Dio in the front of his soul list, use his omnipresence to go to an area where there's sunlight and kill himself, but he wouldn't actually die because Dio would just die. That is the most realistic situation of how this would play out. Because how the fuck is Dio going to kill Alucard? I mean, as long as he has a stock of souls, he'll just come back anyway. And even then, that's irrelevant because he now has his omnipresence. So as long as Alucard is aware of his existence, Dio is fucked. And the argument that, oh, Dio's too smart, he wouldn't just let Alucard put him into a position where there's sunlight. Well, it doesn't fucking matter if that's what Dio wants or not, because Alucard is going to put him in that situation whether he likes it or not. But even then, the omnipresence is probably not even necessary, because the most realistic possibility of how he's going to kill him, he's just going to say fuck it and absorb him, which he can absolutely do, and then all of Dio's powers now belong to him. Animation Rewind, you suck so bad at what you do. Seriously. His explanation for why Dio wins and his scale for them was absolute BS. He doesn't even, like, break them down. All he really does is mention a few feats and then show some bars for their stats that don't mean fucking anything because he doesn't actually break them down. Again, say what you will about Death Battle, at the very least, Death Battle breaks down the scales for the characters and will at least attempt to give you some kind of calculation or level of power. Animation Rewind can't even be bothered to do that, but then again, he also can't even be bothered to give a finished fight. This battle was absolute motherfucking horseshit. And I can definitely see why my subscriber wanted me to talk about this, because it's fucking horseshit. Now, granted, most of Animation Rewind's fights are bullshit, but this is just pitiful. But then again, most of his videos are, and I could make more videos about him, but again, I don't even know if anyone even takes this guy seriously, because it's well known that Animation Rewind is terrible at what he does, and he doesn't want you to take him seriously, i.e. his stupid series of MLG versus creepypastas. He obviously does not want you to take him seriously, and he's not very good at scaling. Really, all that happens is the only reason why Animation Rewind exists is so butthurt fanboys that get pissed off at Death Battle go to him and beg them to do the fight, so he'll give a different outcome that is the outcome that they desire. And the most likely possibility here is that Animation Rewind just chose Dio to be the victor because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is very popular and mainstream, and it would get him more views and likes. That is the most likely possibility here, because there's no way he actually took a look at this fight and said, yeah, Dio wins, because he ignores two obvious things that poke a hole in his little theory. The animation was incomplete. Even if it looks decent at times, it was incomplete and just abruptly ends, so who the fuck cares? The analysis was pitifully average at best, and he didn't even try. He just shows some stupid little bars and graphs that don't really mean anything. Hell, even I can do that. And just fuck, this is just so terrible. I'm giving this a 0 out of 10. Fuck this shit. Animation Rewind, please stop making videos. You are not good at what you do. Just stop. Continue making videos about MLG versus Creepypasta, because that's all you'll ever be good for, and that's all you'll ever be known for, is that schmuck that actually does Creepypasta versus MLG and takes it seriously.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Where the fuck are your parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!